of Millionaires Are Made, the show where we believe that you can grow to be a millionaire in all 6 aspects of health. That's right, it's not just making a lot of money. We do episodes on your physical health, mental health, intellectual health, social health, spiritual health, and your financial health. Today, we're going to focus on your physical health and how to grow to be a millionaire with stretching. Millionaires Are Made. If it's your first time watching us, this is the show built on the fundamental belief that every person you meet knows something you don't, and there's something to be learned from everyone. We love authenticity, and we love removing as much bias as possible. And to do that, I don't even get to meet or know who my guests are until about 15 minutes before the show, so that their tips and their advice are all from them and their life journey with as little bias as possible. Audience, we love you. Please feel free to comment and ask questions. We will ask your questions live in front of everyone and have your answers as well. We are so glad to have some of our followers here. We are shouting them out today. Thank you so much, Michael Breish on Facebook, Abigail Gagnon on Instagram, and Movie Sayings on YouTube. Please follow us. Maybe we'll shout you out on our next episode. If you host a podcast and you need guests, we've got 4 awesome ones right here. Feel free to reach out. We'd love to have them on your show. Guests are definitely important. If you are watching this right now, I already know you have a piece of information to share with someone in one of our aspects of health. Please go to www.millionairesaremade.com. That link is being dropped right now. Sign up to be a guest and share your love, share your knowledge with the world, and help us all grow as a society. If you are also struggling through something, we would love to take your topic. If you have a category or something you're working through, we'll go find 3 experts and we'll give some advice on that to help you make your life a little bit simpler. And if you love all of our free knowledge we give out and our show, the entire purpose is to spread free knowledge. Please like, share, subscribe, send stars, whatever it is on your medium, so that we can keep continuing to do that. And if you want a more intimate knowledge share session, I do offer free coaching. If you want coaching or growth counseling, please, the link's dropping right now. I would love to talk to you one-on-one and share all the information. Don't forget, I do this show every week, so I learn from tons of people all the time, and I would love to just keep sharing that out. And in order to keep this show going, we do, unfortunately, or kind of fortunately, have some sponsors. So today's episode is sponsored by Lioness Proof Coaching. In a time when mediocrity is running rampant, clearly, Lioness Proof Coaching is here to help women up-level their health and unlock their inner lioness to have more energy, vitality, and longevity. By looking at what is holding us back, especially could be alcohol, we can eliminate distractions and focus on what matters most in life. And laziness and excuses will be a thing of the past. Check out that link below. Next up, we have Colorado's #1 immigration and family law office, ELM Law Office. The team at ELM Law is dedicated to delivering the highest quality legal representation in Colorado. Their mission is to be a champion for their clients, providing exceptional service and navigating legal challenges with expertise and compassion. Go check out that link if you need any kind of legal advice. They would love to help you get what you need. Our next sponsor is Healing Vocals Artist Management, led by Dr. Mary Anderson. Fuses medicine and music to create a global impact. They heal bodies and uplift souls through medical missions and artist support. Please check out their link and support them as well. And our final sponsor is Been Thinking About Your Health by Benjamin Terrell. Ben offers a nationwide PPO health insurance with the freedom to choose any doctor. Ideal for healthy individuals and businesses. It's cost-effective, tax-deductible, and their plans provide top-tier coverage while saving you money. And now that we are all done with our sponsors, who is ready to talk about stretching? We will bring out our first guest here. Our first guest is named Tim, and we are about to learn. Tim, who are you?
Hey, good morning, Austin. My name is Tim Murray. I'm in Denver, Colorado. I am a performance coach, and I've been doing that for about 30 years. I also sell residential real estate. I'm a yoga teacher, meditation teacher, former professional athlete, nationally ranked gymnast, done over 200 triathlons, been Ironman, a lot of ultra endurance stuff before ultra running was a thing. We were doing adventure races, 25 years ago, all over the country and all over the world, just pushing the limits of human performance and sleep deprivation and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah,
So you're terrible to talk about physical health. Got it. All right. Well,
don't know
luckily
shit
we
about it. Don't know shit
barely
about it.
snuck
Yeah, let's
in.
go do tequila shots, man, and eat cheeseburgers.
Oh, once a week you can do it, right? There's a cheat day.
Yeah.
All right, Tim. If I wanted to improve my physical health with stretching, what simple piece of advice would you give me?
Yeah, I would really encourage everybody to spend a few minutes out of every hour, like just pushing away from whatever you're doing, pushing away from your desk or whatever you're doing, and try to move your body in all six directions. So forward, backwards, side to side, and a twisting motion.
And twisting. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and I'll
Not,
just
not up and
instead
down.
of like time blocking, like, oh my god, I have to stretch, and it's this thing that I learned in eighth grade that's stupid and a waste of time, and sometimes it hurts and sometimes it doesn't. Get out of that mindset and just get into like understanding that the more you move your body, the more you're inside your body, the better off you're going to be. So you might as well just take a little bit of time every hour and be in your body.
All right, I'll be right back.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, Tim, where in your life journey did you learn this? I am honestly going to stretch, though.
There you go, man. Feels good, right?
I got the twisting down. All right, we'll work on more later.
Twisting's good, man. It'll boost your energy. The easy way to boost your energy, twisting.
All right, so you
Um,
talked a little bit about your past, but where did you become actually like stretching and more of the fitness expert rather than just running your entire life away?
yeah, I started, I was fortunate enough to be introduced to yoga when I was like 14, 15 years old. And at the same time, I was, nationally ranked, highly competitive gymnast at the time. And originally, it was injury prevention, like physical therapy, injury prevention. And as I got more and more into yoga and climbed the ranks in gymnastics and other athletic endeavors, it was something that became a daily part of my life. If I wasn't staying mobile, I was going to be on the sidelines. And stretching is the way to stay mobile.
I feel like I'm feeling that now, man. I play high level soccer. And I like stretching every hour. I think I'm gonna have to take that up, man.
Yeah.
Just yeah.
Yeah, it only takes I mean, right there, right? You did some spinal twists, some shrugs, whatever. Not even a minute, probably 30 seconds, and you already feel better because you're in your body.
Just you talking about it makes me feel even tighter and tighter and tighter. And I'm like, oh man, we're gonna be moving on this episode. We're gonna be moving. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome, Tim. All right. Well, we're gonna move on to our next guest here and put you backstage. Thank you so much for your insight and already making us move. That's great. That's great. All right, we're gonna bring out Barrett. Barrett, who are you?
Hi, my name is Barrett. I am a licensed massage therapist. I am a yoga therapist, which means I basically work through yoga with people with problems, imperfect people. I'm also a running coach, a runner. I have another bunch of other alphabet soup kind of letters after my name that really don't mean anything. But essentially, I work with stretching and movement every single day with the population. And I have 2 clinics in Midtown Manhattan where we hire massage therapists. We have about 27 employees, and we treat people with stretching and movement and massage therapy there all day long as well.
Okay, great. Can you outrun Tim in a race?
Probably not. Men in general tend to be faster than women, and I am slow as you know what.
What if we give you an extra 5 minutes of stretching and he can't stretch at all?
Absolutely not. I'm totally not into it at all. I run for fun. I really dislike like racing in general. I don't like the activity of just like hurry up to wait. Doesn't go well with me. So
All right. Well, we should have done this episode on a racetrack.
well, absolutely. I'm up for that
anyways.
next time. I'll be the slow poke in the back.
All right. Well, if I wanted to improve my physical health with stretching, Barrett, what tiny piece of advice would you give me?
Tiny piece of advice. So stretching is fundamentally a nervous system activity. It is actually not so much in the muscles as we think about it. It is basically putting yourself in an uncomfortable position and learning how to get through it safely without harming yourself. It's kind of like sitting with your shit. And it is what is forced adaptation or habituation for like science-oriented people. And it's a skill that transfers to other aspects of your life. So the more you can kind of put yourself in these uncomfortable positions, we're not really good at doing it mentally, but when we do it physically with our bodies, as Tim was saying, like being in your body is like a really good grounding kind of activity. When we can just do it in our bodies, that actually translates into other places in our lives. And it becomes sort of this meditative thing. You don't have to meditate while stretching. You just put yourself in somewhere uncomfortable and try to like stay in it, and that will translate. So it's kind of an amazing activity.
I love it. That's awesome. Great tip. Great tip. What journey did you learn this, Barrett?
Ooh, many places. Essentially, so one of my other things that I am is an autistic person. I do not adapt to change well. I'm a business owner. I have to sort of be on the fly. I have to be really comfortable with change. And there was a certain point in my life where I basically just felt like I had no control of anything. And I just was constantly responding to stuff rather than making decisive, informed, controlled change. And I got, as Tim, really into yoga, and learned that, you know, even if I wasn't focusing on the meditative aspect of it, it really helped me organize my life. It helped me stay in my body and not just be so responsive. If you control your breathing, basically, you kind of control the flow of.
Tell us more. You do not do online coaching. What do you do online?
So basically we're a brick and mortar business. Yoga therapy, sometimes we do online. I don't do any online coaching, but if you happen to be in the New York City area, we have 2 clinics in Midtown and Manhattan. You can visit us there. And you know, we're an informed practice. We follow the science, and the science is really cool. So
awesome. I love it, Barrett. We're going to move on to our next guest and hope that they are ready to go. We've got Seth and Stephanie. Hey, Seth. Hey, Stephanie. How are you guys?
Can you hear us?
I can hear you just great. Can you tell me who you are?
We cannot hear you. Again, something's happening. Like we could hear your conversation with Tim. And I think, Austin, you want to ask us what is our tip, right?
Yes, yes.
Our tip for stretching.
So my tip would be with yoga. If you haven't started yoga, get into yoga. And I like to tell people to start small. And the biggest thing is to be consistent. Yeah.
Well, so like when you say the 4-letter Y word, right? Yoga, right? Like that's scary for a lot of people, and not just men, but it's scary for a lot of women too. I know people, when you say yoga, they have like PTSD because they're like, I can't do yoga, right? It's kind of like this mystical, you got to be a yogi, you got to go to some studio, you got to be stretchy. And I kind of had that feeling myself, but having gotten into yoga in part, thanks to this beautiful lady, I mean, like, yeah, we're going to get in tights and go stretch. Let's do it. Right. But just the benefits of yoga from a stretching standpoint, I think one of the biggest takeaways I have from yoga, and I'm literally just following Stephanie because I'm not the stretchy guy, right? Like she's Elastigirl on The Incredibles, and I'm Mr. Incredible, right? You ever seen Mr. Incredible try to stretch? Right? Does not work, right? He cracks.
Does not work.
But the biggest thing that I've taken away from this is that there are no parts that aren't connected to other parts. Like you're a whole being. And so, we're going to do yoga for the legs or yoga for digestion, but everything is so connected, mind, body, and spirit, that yoga literally should be for everyone. If you're scared of yoga, then it is for you. How'd you get into it?
I got into it. I got invited when I was a young mom, and a church group was offering it at the local church building, and I started going, and I fell in love with the way that it helped me to feel, like Seth was saying, many different aspects, physically, emotionally, spiritually. It really helped to ground me. Excuse me. And really just made me feel better anytime that I do it.
So we did yoga on our honeymoon, right? Because she wanted to. I was a willing participant, but it wasn't my choice. And so we've been married almost 10 years, 10 years this year. And I've known that I wanted to do more yoga because I wanted balance. I'll be 50 this year. And I just thought, you know what? I need to work on this aspect.
All right, we're going to move on to our next guest. And when I'm in my office, we actually have a timer for every 15 minutes. We do 11 push-ups. So I'm going to maybe start switching that out. You can do push-ups or stretching, or at least one of the 4 we can do that. But it's a great tip. Barrett, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a fantastic trip. I fully support it. I think it's really great that we're all interested in yoga, specifically when this is like about stretching, and everyone has like come back to the same realization that yoga is a really foundational part of that.
Yeah, 100%. I can't agree more with that. I mean, I think yoga is the foundation to everything that I've ever done. Every success I've ever had in my life, I would attribute to yoga.
Seth and Stephanie, what do you guys think about stretching every hour? Oh man. All right. Barrett, what was your tip?
So that basically yoga or stretching is a brain activity. It's nervous system driven. Your muscles don't really get any longer, but you're forcing an adaptive change through like sensitivity. And being in an uncomfortable position is good for you. Do it. Get uncomfortable. It's part of the process.
Do it. Get uncomfortable. Part of the process. Seth, are you with us?
Yeah, we're here. We were laughing because we thought you could hear us. We when you asked us what we thought of stretching every hour, we were just going to jab Tim and say it's a terrible idea. But really, no. It is so critical. The movement of the human body and our muscles and the whole joint matrix on a consistent basis is really the only way to unlock long-term health. Sedentary life equals death. So we're totally on board with Tim's suggestion. Love it.
Great. All right. Seth and Stephanie, quickly refresh what your tip was for us.
That was to do yoga every day. Start small, be consistent, and build from there.
Awesome. I love it. Yoga every day. Man, we've had some serious connection issues. I don't know what's going on, but it's great. It's so refreshing. We're almost done.
More yoga.
Tim, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. Like I said, I think yoga daily and kind of like Seth was talking about earlier. I don't know how many people heard him because we were kind of cutting in and out, but yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people are just super intimidated and they make a big deal out about like what yoga means or what it means to be a yogi, or oh my God, I've got to go to the studio, or it's got to be like this, or it's got to be like that. And the reality is, I mean, yoga means to yoke, and you're yoking your mind and body together is where it starts. And then you're yoking it all to something bigger than that. But it starts with getting inside your body, like getting out of your head and getting into your body. So, I talk to people about like, that say, oh, I can't, or I will never, or that's too weird, or it's uncomfortable, and it's like Barrett says, well, yeah, no shit. The only way you're going to be a better human being is if you get comfortable being uncomfortable. So, if that means it hurts to touch your toes, you should probably be trying to touch your toes a lot more often. But being very mindful and being present of where you're at with your body, and move inside your body as frequently as possible so that you can get more comfortable, with yourself, with your temple.
Whew, man, that's like a whole episode calling me out. God dang.
This episode is for you, Austin.
Yeah, sometimes, this whole show is just me being selfish. I just want 3 experts tell me what I'm not doing right, and then I'm going to go pretend to do it. No, just kidding. We will create a daily challenge, and we will incorporate you guys, and I'll probably take pictures of me doing weird yoga poses. Here's a fun question. What's your favorite yoga pose? I don't know any. And Tim, go ahead and demonstrate for us.
Ooh. Barrett, what do you got? What's your favorite yoga pose?
I mean, Savasana, sleep, right? I mean, who doesn't want a nap built into their workout?
Yeah.
Wait, Elaborate on this.
Okay. First of all, I fully agree with doing small amounts of things, but typically, because the way the brain works, you're not gonna commit to like an hour and a half practice a day. 15 minutes is better. But at the end of longer classes, they have you do what's called corpse pose, which is you lay down and just fully rest your body. And when you do that, it's just a time to sort of recoup, gather, really just it's reserved for just being in your body with your brain and not moving after moving. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to do a workout where there's a nap built in. You got to, like, that's the goal, right?
It is now. Now that I know about this, this is my goal. How long and what percent of my workout can be the corpse pose?
It's usually like, depending on the person, like 3 minutes, 5 minutes.
30 minutes.
You know, it's actually really, really hard to be still. So that's why they do it. Most people really struggle with just sitting still without moving their bodies for like 3 minutes. So frequently somebody who's new, starting being just still and not trying to deflect would be like 30 seconds. And then as you get better at being still, it's longer.
All right.
Yeah, I think one of the in a traditional, if you think about a traditional yoga class of an hour, and you're in a studio and maybe the first 5 or even 10 minutes is just people getting their shit together. And so you're really only doing yoga for maybe 45 or 50 minutes. And then in an ideal situation, you would dedicate the last 10% of that class to complete relaxation. And that's Shavasana, is complete relaxation, to get your nervous system to just decompress and assimilate what you just spent the last 45 minutes doing. And then there's
the yoga.
Yeah. And there's a whole nother branch of yoga that just yoga nidra is that it's resting. It's sleep yoga is what yoga nidra is. And it's, doing guided meditation, stuff like that, but nice deep breathing, all those things fall under yoga nidra. That's a whole different thing. So it doesn't have shit to do with stretching, but it's good for your nervous system.
Good for your nervous system. Apparently, supposedly, it's good for your spiritual health. We did an episode on yoga for that. Good for your mental health. All these positives. Well, let's figure something out then. Let's do a daily challenge on it. Less than 5 minutes a day. Cost $0. Available to anyone in the world from Fiji to Kathmandu. Suggestions.
I'll go. Move differently. People tend to think about stretching as like an active form of stretching, i.e. I'm going to touch my toes. But anytime you move your body differently, you're actually stretching in new direction. So, just take a moment or two throughout your day. If there's something that you do, decide to walk backwards, decide to walk sideways, do it just differently. And you're going to be in your body in a different way, exploring a new sensation and stretching both your body and your mind.
On that note, so they were making fun of CJ Stroud, who's like a famous rookie quarterback for the Texans, because when his warm-ups, he swings tennis bats and like plays soccer and does all these weird different sports to get ready for NFL football. And, they're like, why are you playing all these sports? He's like, I'm just stretching all these random muscles.
When you get into advanced training, that's what advanced training looks like plyometrics, all those kinds of things. It's preparing you for like the unknown. You have to jump suddenly sideways. If you have to, that's all that is about. He's on the right track.
I like it. Seth, you look like you and Stephanie are talking.
It is like, it's a 5-minute challenge. Right? It's a 5-minute challenge.
5 minutes or less. Yeah. Something simple anyone in the world can do to start improving.
I think yoga, and again, I speak from the the Mr. Incredible non-stretchy side of yoga. Tim's talking about these hour-long, sessions. Stephanie took me to the studio once and we were starting to get going. Was it hot yoga?
No, it was gentle yoga.
It was gentle yoga. It felt like hot yoga. Okay. And we're like getting going, and I'm like, and how long is this going to be? And she said something. It's going to be 60 minutes. I said, this class is going to be 60 minutes. I got to do this for 60 minutes. I mean, that's how I'm coming from this. Okay, yoga is one of the most important self-care, self-love, breathing. It incorporates truly the mind, the body, the spirit. And there should be no elitism. There is no necessity to bring any elitism. It is for everybody. It's for guys like me and girls who can stretch. But 5 minutes with some breathing, like Barrett says, move your body maybe a way that you didn't, And that can be yoga. We did literally a 10-minute meditation yoga session last night where it was one pose. And it was some breathing, and it was some thinking, and it was some little self-love. Like, I promise, if you just start that and make time for yourself every day, you're going to feel better about yourself.
Tim, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I would say for a challenge, what I would challenge your viewers to do is start with maybe like 2 minutes and become aware, become mindful of your breathing. Just focus on your breathing first. Just witness, observe your breathing, and then start to move your body again in six directions in accordance with your breath. So if I inhale and arch back and open everything up as I inhale, and I exhale and I come forward and just observe what happens, and then come back to neutral and I inhale and go to the left and then come back up to the top, exhale, whatever. Again, just time your breathing. Inhale, exhale with movement, right? Twist, inhale, exhale, twist one way, inhale, twist the other way, exhale. Spend 2 minutes doing that. Mindfully moving where you're coordinating your breath with your movement, right? So I think a lot of us in like high stress, if you carry a lot of stress, one of the easiest, funnest things to do is like, hey man, I'm going to inhale as I twist to the right, and I'm going to exhale. And I'm literally going to throw all of that stress out as I exhale. I'm going to, like when I was in India, doing yoga over there, I made jokes about calling that the shit sprinkler. You're going to inhale and you're going to exhale and you're going to throw all your shit and spread your shit, splatter it on the walls, be dramatic about it. And of course, all the Indians are like, what in the hell? They don't know what a sprinkler is. They're like, what the hell are you talking about?
The shit sprinkler. That is amazing.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So this is what I think I've got for the daily challenge. So apparently we're going to have to do some yoga.
Yes.
So we're going to start off with 10 deep breaths while stretching all 6 directions. And then every day I want to learn a new yoga pose and orchestrate it for the next 5 minutes or 4.5 minutes. How does that sound?
That's cool. I think that's a great place to start. And I think, Austin, like we got to demystify like yoga poses. Like people like, I got to get an eagle, or I got to be a cobra, or you're going to use, the is it the Sanskrit names? I got a shavasana, like I don't know. Like it can be simple, right? But I agree. I think it's great.
What would you suggest other than the word pose? Just
no, that's great. I just think we can't worry too much about like, oh, do I know how to do this pose? Like yoga isn't about it isn't about poses, although poses can be part of it, right? It's really about movement and breathing. We just like to keep it simple with people. I think pose is great. Don't be a poser, but don't worry too much about, am I doing it right? This is something. There's a great YouTube channel, Yoga with Adrienne. She's got a gazillion free yoga videos, and she's always saying this: don't worry about what it looks like right now. Just focus on what you're doing. Don't worry about what it looks like.
All right, I switched it from yoga pose to yoga pose / stretch position.
Approved.
All right, Tim, you approve?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I would say we talk a lot about just moving into the edge of your comfort zone. So movement that puts you into the edge of your comfort zone, right? So again, 6 directions, and you're just going to push a little bit with each breath, and just take it right to the edge of where you're comfortable. Just like Barrett was talking about, that's where results happen, is when you're on the edge of your discomfort. Maybe 4% discomfort, I think, is where we're going to excel.
All right, we've officially got the daily challenge. You guys all dropped some knowledge. Thanks for bearing through the glitches of Restream. We're not happy about that. Any last 30-second advice for people that are looking to stretch, aka myself?
Yeah, you learn the most when you're the worst at it. So, like, as they were saying before, like, don't worry about being perfect because the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to be imperfect all the time and stick with it. That was
All
it.
right.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, I'm going to put you guys backstage and wrap it up. Thank you so much for coming out. And thank you, audience, for bearing with us with the crazy, I don't know what was happening, the drops, all sorts of stuff. Apparently, we got a yoga episode coming next week specifically for yoga. Today kind of touched on that quite a lot. If you liked any of our guests, please go follow them and check them out. All their links are dropped. You got Tim, you got Barrett, and you got Seth and Stephanie, stretch and yoga experts. Go check them out and join us in our daily challenge. We're going to have an awesome one of learning new stretch positions / yoga poses and stretching every hour or so. Hopefully that helps change your life and improve your physical health.